So we're here at a job site right now where we're doing a brand new deck build. There was a deck that was here, but it wasn't quite out as far, and it really wasn't as verbose. As you can see, we have an old scarring right here for where stairs used to be. To go up, the deck was significantly smaller. She wanted to expand it and put an overhang on it, and then also a hot tub. So that's exactly what we did. Right here, what we did was we went ahead and lowered the ledger a little bit compared to what it was. If you come in through here, you can zoom in, you can see that how much lower here, like right here. So that compared to the door line from where it was is significantly lower, and we did that for water runoff. So minimum code is going to be 1.5 inches from an interior surface drop to an exterior surface. So this is a little bit above code, but we want the water to run off over time. We don't want to have to deal with all that. So we've got the Trex decking boards that we put up on top here. This is one of our most popular products. As you can see on the underside, we did some additional frame bracing for her hot tub that she has going in here, and this foundation out here was magnificent. So a lot of people, especially decking contractors, in my opinion, they really don't put big enough footings in. If you do real engineering calculations and you do your numbers on math for wind upload, seismic, all the above, typically speaking, footings for large overhangs and decks like this need to be 3, 4, 5 feet deep if you go real big. So these right here, these are 3 by 3 by 4 piers that were put in, and we just have a long line of them here with basically 6 by 12 pressure treated beams, and then 6 by 6 posts that are all put in here. This carries the actual load of the deck and the entire overhang. This overhang right here is a gorgeous design. I've done a couple of times with Mark over there. 4 skylights here in the middle, and then we've got some glue lambs that are attached into the house. We have what you call point load framing. That's why this siding is all tore up right there. You have to actually slip in a post to be able to help carry the load of the overhang where it's actually attached. That French door is what we centered it around. Just design-wise, people pay a lot of money for designers for you to come in and tell you stuff like that. But the entire overhang was basically centered around the door to really give it some symmetry. And then the roof up there is brand new too. We just went ahead and did that. The gutter tie-in is something that always has to be considered. A lot of guys mess that up, but we're gonna have to go back in, put some new gutters on this whole back run in order to handle all the water flow properly. We still have some electrical that needs to go in on the underside here for the can lights, and then she's also gonna have a ceiling fan and some other outlets for plugs and lights and stuff like that. It's gonna be a really gorgeous project by the time we're all done. All right, so we're up here on the actual main deck. This is the section I was talking about where you have to effectively make sure you cut in to be able to give it something to support the load that goes down and transfers all the way. A lot of times guys will just connect this here and there's nothing actually holding it in the wall, which is obviously pretty bad. This is purposely left open right now so the electrician can run his wiring from the attic space into this before we seal everything off with plywood. We still have to finish out the skylights here too, but I thought that was a nice touch to leave it all open here. We are going to be sheeting the front wall and putting some siding on it, but these skylights will provide quite a bit of light. Anytime that you have these rafters come down, there's a mechanical connection to the actual beam here. It's a H.2.5 hurricane clip. So it straps to the rafter and then has a mechanical connection to the actual beam. Anytime that you have these overhang builds, you have to use this. And then you have a reverse U-shaped bracket, which is actually holding the beam to the wall and then holding it to the point that's on the inside there. All this siding is going to have to properly be woven back in. We got that project for next week. And this is the deck metal that's used underneath the board. So the last project that we were just on, we were showing off the deck metal over the top. Well, this one, once we slip in a board like this, as you can see here, you're not going to have that metal that's showing. Double metal is a proper installation. So by the time that you get this board all the way in here, put it all the way up like that, you'll have a piece of L metal that will cup down over the top of this board, just like we saw in the last project. And that double flashing is what makes sure when you get wind-driven rain, you're not going to have an issue with ledgers. One of the main reasons that decks fail is because of this ledger board, because of this board that's right underneath this metal right here. This French door is pretty gorgeous. I'm personally a really big fan of doing these full lights. I put several of them in my own house. I think they massively increase not only the amount of light that come in, but it just makes everything a lot more inviting. This one made sense in order to open out on the deck just because the inside they didn't really have space for it. And we got this gorgeous covered area out here so we don't have to worry about it.